All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Life in Mid-Play. I am one of your hosts, StaceyRichardson, alongside JesciaPatterson, NathanPatterson.
What up, y'all?
We hope you had an awesome week. Well, we're back to discuss some more very interesting topics. I think we have a really cool lineup today. And continuing with our series on marital assassins, you know, those things that come to destroy your marriage, very sneaky things.
Sneaky.
We are focusing today on emotional affairs. You may have heard of them. You may have been entangled with them.
Entanglements.
I don't know. But emotional affairs. How about we start by defining what that is? What exactly is an emotional affair?
So do you want our definition of it, of what we think it is, and then want to go look it up? We can do both.
You know what? What do you think an emotional affair is?
So I think an emotional affair is an affair that can be something that somebody is emotionally entwined in that takes them away from their spouse. It doesn't necessarily have to be another person, but I do think that it is something that definitely takes them away from their spouse, from that loving relationship, that commitment that they would have with their spouse. And it is something that infiltrates your marriage and can eventually it can cause a divorce or separation.
Okay, Nathan?
I think it's a thin line between sharing and suction.
I thought you were going to say love and hate. Okay.
Nah, it's a thin line. Yeah. All that good stuff. No, it's a thin line between sharing and suction because you can share with other people outside of your marriage, but it's a thin line. You can't share too much or you'll get sucked in and you find yourself depending on that person to give you the emotional stability that your mate should be giving you. So
Okay, all right. Well, when we go to helpline.com, they define emotional cheating as something that happens when you establish close, intimate connection with someone who isn't your partner. Okay? So you can generally tell an emotional fidelity apart from simple friendship because your interactions often involve some sexual tension or romantic attraction.
and that's why I said it's a thin line between sharing and suction. Because if you get in too deep, you'll find yourself in too deep in those sheets.
Ooh. Talk about
Them
it.
sheets.
And you find yourself with them Osley brothers on some doom. You're supposed to have the holies of holies with your spouse, not with nobody else.
That's
You
it.
can't share the holies because you can't get none of these goodies. No.
Thank you, sir. But speaking of, emotional affairs, it does happen.
Yeah.
Even amongst married people, amongst saved married people.
Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely.
So
They just
even-
don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But there was someone high profile who did have an emotional affair, and he was open with it.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting for him to even be open with it because a lot of people don't really want to talk about when they have emotional affairs, right?
Right.
So we're referring to John Gray.
John Gray.
Pastor John Gray.
Pastor.
He had an emotional affair, and he went on to talk about it. It was in 2020 where it was brought up. Him and his wife went on to talk about an emotional affair they had with another woman. But he
Right.
did say that it was emotional strictly. There was no kind of physical contact.
Right.
But he did step outside of his marriage emotionally. And it could have had the potential to lead to something else.
Right.
But it didn't.
Now, let me ask this. Go ahead, Nathan.
It's scary, especially when you're in ministry, because the anointing attracts. It's like a magnet. It's
Sometimes
like,
people lust for it, too.
Everybody wants. I gotta meet the pastor. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. But there's always a motive and there's always intent.
Do you remember when you preached at this church? It was like years ago. It was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. You preached at this church, and as we were leaving the church parking lot, this woman runs to go meet you and go, shake your hand. And she goes to shake his hand, and I'm just looking like, okay, Spirit.
Yeah, she was talking
I
about
see
white clothes.
you.
My clothes, she was like this. You better step back.
But the woman, and I'm standing like right here, and she
Right.
comes up, she shakes his hand. I just had to meet you. Let me show you. She shook his hand. Look, I just had to meet you. And I'm like,
It's a bit much.
Jesus, hold the wheel. Take it. Because I'm just looking like, and he was like, and he said, give me the oil. As he walked away, and he just, give me the oil. Give me the oil. I need to pray. Give me the oil.
Right.
He touched his hands and started praying. Because that spirit, it was either trying to transfer or something else. I don't know what that woman was trying to do.
Right.
But she definitely wanted to make sure that he saw her. Like, she was just kind of looking like, I know that's your wife, but I'm going to be your new wife. Yeah, that's how it was, very bold. That wasn't emotional. That was straight up, she wanted an affair. But people are bold with it.
Yeah.
People are bold. And even with emotional affairs, people can be bold because they can be like, oh, well, your wife's not giving you that. I'll talk to you. Your husband doesn't want to do it. You call me anytime.
Do you think it's more so with women, or is it with men, or is there a delicate balance where it's more high that is happening with women or more high with men?
I think it's equal. I haven't looked at the statistics for that, but I think it's pretty equal. And I only say that because I think that women do it different ways than men do it. I think that anyone who could be looking for something that is not present in their present relationship, if they feel like they're being like neglected in some way or don't have that emotional response from their spouse, they can look elsewhere for it, whether that's like online, whether that's in person. I think that it can manifest many different ways. But I do think personally, when a woman does it, it's a little worse. That's my opinion of it.
Worse how?
Because I feel like, okay, most women, we're not just going to give up the cookie, right? We're not going to just do that. Most women have to be emotionally invested. So I feel like if a woman is emotionally invested in someone else, it's a little bit more dangerous. Men have been known to just, no offense, men out there, sorry, but men have been known to, they'll hit it real quick and keep it moving.
Not I said the cat.
Nobody said choose the cat, but I'm just saying. So, and there's a lot of females that will, engage in that stuff too now, right?
Right.
More so. But I feel like when a woman's a little bit more invested emotionally, she's more prone to leave the house.
Okay.
That's why I feel like it's dangerous, because once she gets emotionally invested, now she's willing to like go to a new level. Because I gave you my heart.
But there are exceptions to the rules, because
of course
a lot of men get hit on, and a lot of men are, established in their marriages.
Yes, we know that Tay Diggs.
In their relationships and so forth. But some men do push back and like, yo, no, I'm committed.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. No, I'm in it with my wife and so forth.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
We have to be mindful. There's some good brothers out there.
There are a lot of good brothers out there. There are a lot. I'm not taking away from those men that are faithful and are good. And I do believe that there are a lot of them. I'm just saying that a lot of times it's easier for a male to get physical. And the Bible even talks about how many virgin males was it? 100,000?
I'm not sure.
That they'll come back for? That God's coming back for?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm misquoting scripture. Yeah, I might have to edit that out.
We're praying for her. We're praying.
But no, I remember
fasting, praying.
Because I remember talking to my father about that, and he was just like, it's just going to be like so amazing because it's going to be all these males that come back from. I'm like, but what about females that are virgins? Is that like, what about that? He was like, that's a dime a dozen. And I'm like, Dad, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, we got to search the scriptures on that one.
Yeah, I'll definitely search it. But I'll search it and come back later on. Definitely.
Yes. All right, so still sticking with this emotional affair, we've kind of talked about how people can have emotional affairs with other people, but what else can constitute an emotional affair?
I think it's a lot of things.
I think you see the telltale signs when their relationship is breaking down, and if you don't, like say for instance, you're not courting like you used to, because I believe in courting. I didn't just get her, just by happenstance. I courted her, and I still court her in order to keep the marriage going and keep it thriving. When you lose the spice, it's like, okay, she gonna find somebody else nice. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when you're withdrawn and you're like, nah, I just don't want to do that, and you make up any other excuse to spend time with that person. There's a telltale signs that if you're not getting it from her, where else is you getting it?
So,
or who's giving you the attention that you want?
Okay, I hear that. Now, what about people who have these addictions?
Oh, okay, yeah. And that was 144,000 male virgins. That's what I was referring to.
All right. Ooh, fast
We
and
knew
praying.
I knew the
It works.
144,000. But
Thank
I
you,
wasn't
Google.
sure
But
about the male or female. That's the part I wasn't sure.
it was
about.
male.
But when you talk about addictions, like,
Right,
what
like
do you...
alcoholism or pornography.
Absolutely. And I think that those can also
Interesting.
infiltrate a marriage as well, right? So we have like everything from alcohol to pornography, drinking, drugs, the strip club. Let's talk about the strip club for a minute.
Okay.
Because many men will get passes to go to the strip club because the wife's busy, she's doing this. Even gambling can be a form of a marital assassin. All of these things, because these are things that just slip in, and then they become slow addictions when you're thinking that, I'm not addicted to this. It's just something I like to do. It's a hobby, right? But we talked about this on the last podcast. We talked about the guy who was buying all the stuff from Amazon.
Yes.
He had an addiction. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
But
so,
she gave him a pass to do so, but then when he started doing it, she got mad. That's just like Sarah in the Bible. You gave me your handmaiden, and then when I impregnate her and do whatever I do, you gonna turn around and get mad?
well, Sarah
You
gave,
did it. You invited. You invited the uninvited guest into this.
Well, we're talking about, well, Sarah gave him that because she couldn't give him kids herself.
But then she got mad and sent her away.
I mean, not for nothing. Wouldn't you get mad?
But she didn't.
Okay, so let's just put it like this: if you couldn't give me kids, and I said, "Oh, okay, can I get with your friend right there?" And you're
Not
like, "All right,"
happening.
and you're like, "All
Not
right,
happening.
go ahead, give her
No.
a baby because that's my best
No,
friend,
not
that's my
happening.
brother or whatever."
Let no man
And
put
then-
asunder, and I ain't trying to be super spiritual, but no,
But I'm
that's
just,
mine.
but this is what I'm saying. Like that's probably what Sarah was thinking too. Like I wanted you to have kids, but you over there having too much fun.
Okay,
on.
getting back to the strip club.
Right.
The woman and said, okay, you can go to the strip club. And he keeps going excessively. Now he's not paying attention to her. He's paying more attention to the ladies that's doing whatever they do in the strip club.
Well, we know
And
all
so
strip
forth.
clubs don't just strip.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
so
So-
then she was like, oh, I want you to stop. He said, but you opened this up to me. And he started enjoying it.
Yeah.
And he started spending his time. It's like, okay, because now you're not giving me the attention that I want. And I find you gave me the out.
Absolutely. But
Not
what about,
saying that it's right.
So that's if he gets a pass. Some women get passes, some don't. Some are just like, okay, that's what he does. That's what he's doing. Cool.
But then you can't find yourself going to counsel and say, well, he always spending his time in the strip club. No, tell the truth. No, I let him do that.
Some women do. Some women don't. Some people just have an understanding. This is what I was doing before I met you. This is what I'm going to do now that we're together. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why you don't come into
happens.
relationships 50-50. You come 100-100.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying it exists in some marriages, and then sometimes it exists as a way of escape. So some people go places to escape. This is, like I said, a hobby for them. Some people drink to escape because they're like, I got too many kids. They can't do it. It's just like, give me some liquor. They can't do it. So they take a drink and they try to forget, or they try to escape for a minute, and it becomes more than a hobby. It becomes an addiction, and now this is becoming an assassin because it's coming and it's tearing up their marriage. It's tearing up their relationship. Even unmarried couples go through these same situations, and then when you invite something like excessive drinking into a relationship, now we have other problems that can spew. Maybe you have kids at home, maybe the kids are seeing this. If the guy gets aggressive, or even if the woman gets aggressive, we don't talk about that either, because we're just talking about men right now. We have women that
talk
are
about
alcoholics that abuse men. That happens.
We got him in the chokehold.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I told you not to tell nobody. No,
Yeah.
but that's how it happens
And
sometimes.
we don't mean to make light of it.
Right,
but
no.
Yes,
But
it
it
definitely
happens
does
like
happen.
that.
It does.
And you have some women that are very abusive to men, and then they call the cops, and the guy gets arrested.
So you're saying that it's emotional fear is not necessarily with a person. It could be a thing like drinking. You instead of tending to your spouse, you tending to the bottle.
There you go. Anything in which
Or to
you
puff pass. You know what I'm saying?
puff pass. Anything you are emotionally investing yourself into outside of your partner, yes, that can be considered emotionally cheating. So speaking
Interesting.
about all of these assassins, I'm just wondering about social media.
That's a big one. We can talk. I
Jumping
don't know if we have the time for that one.
DMs.
We're gonna talk about that one.
So now we know in this technological age, this is the 21st century, and social media has many great uses. It can be used for
Unnecessary
hobbies.
evil. Yeah.
It can be used for networking. It can be used for dating. You know, a lot of innocent things used for work. But how much is too much when it comes to social media?
I think if it consumes you and controls you, then it is way too much. You know, I didn't have social media until August 2022 for life in mid-flight. I refused to have social media. I was like, it's evil. It's of the devil. I'm not doing it. You know, I just
But
felt.
hold on, let's go back
I'm not doing it.
to like AOL. Let's think about late 90s.
Oh, you talking
Late
about
90s, I had
dialing
IMs.
up and stuff.
Yeah, I had IMs. And you know what? With the IMs, as a teenager, so that was addictive. You know, we actually fasted 1 week off of IMs. It was like during Holy Week, the youth department, we fasted off IMs. And I remember I was sitting there like this. I need the IM. I need the IM. You know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Yes.
It's like no Ethernet cord for you.
Like, it was that serious. It was intense.
yeah. But like with the rest of social media, like I said, I didn't have it till last August for life in mid-flight. And it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like I've worked with other people's social media accounts for business and everything else. So I knew how it functioned and how it worked.
Right.
But my own personal, I was just like, you're on Facebook? No. Nope. You won't find me there.
Right.
But it's not as bad. And I will say, I was surprised at how many people hit you up that you don't know. Especially when you just put your picture up there. And it's
Hey,
like,
girl.
How about that?
oh, there was a lot of that. And I was just like,
Hey, Ma.
you know,
What's up?
and then some people you think you know. And I'm like, oh, I know you. A friend. And I'm like, oh, I don't know you. Oh, bro, do you know him? He's like, no. I'm like,
Unfriend.
I was like, oh, man, I don't think I know him.
So let me ask you this question. Okay. Would you close a social media account if your spouse asked you to?
In a heartbeat.
I
In a
would.
heartbeat.
But why would I ask him to?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that goes in it with trust as well. Like, I feel like when you're in a relationship, yes, you two become one, but at some point in time, you have to be able to be an individual. Your spouse needs to have friends. Your spouse needs to be able to have a social life outside of you.
Yeah.
You know, like
You can't be his only friend.
no, I can't be his only friend. Okay. I better not be his only friend. Like, that's a problem. Like, they need to have a social life. And I feel like some women just get like, I think I saw it on Shrek. They did this parody with Gingy. You know Gingy? You know Gingy?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Man.
I have kids, so I watch cartoons.
Even without the kids.
Yeah, I do. I like cartoons. But Gingy met this girl, and she's like catering to him. She's feeding him stuff, and she's taking all his pictures, and she put her picture, a sticker of her where all his friends were, like Shrek and Donkey.
Red flag,
yeah.
red flag.
And she's like, I'm gonna love you forever and smother you, and you're gonna be my only friend. He's like, this has been a great 7 minutes that I've known you. It's like that's what a lot of women do. Who does that?
You gotta
let
have
him
it
live.
You
Let
need
him
it
be a
out.
man.
Yeah, you need it out.
Yeah.
So, okay. You guys you like games?
It depends on what kind of game.
Nate, you like games?
I gotta get. Yeah, go ahead. Let's
I
play
like
games.
games.
Okay,
You wanna
go
play
ahead.
games?
Let's play a game.
Yeah,
You like games?
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Ready or not? Here
Ready
it
or
comes.
not.
Okay. So we're about to play a game called Would you ask your spouse to close their social media account if?
If.
Okay. So that means that I'm going to ask some questions, and to whatever I ask, you're going to give a yes, which is a thumbs up, or no, a thumbs down. That's the teacher in me. Here we go.
7 Up.
First question. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media account if they were friends with an ex?
So hold on. So this yes is no, right?
Correct. This is yes, close it. This is no, don't close it.
No.
No.
Okay, explain.
I mean, like, it's an ex for a reason. I mean, they're not doing nothing.
There's
like,
no emotional attachment.
Like, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna ask you to close your whole account. And how would I know unless I'm going through your account? Like, I have Facebook. He has Facebook. I don't go through nothing.
You got my code, so you can look.
Yeah, but close my phone too. I don't know. I think the weird or something though, because like a lot of people I talk to, they're like, "Oh, I'd be going through." I'm like, "For what? You don't trust them?"
No.
Yeah.
That's the answer to that.
Because I'm just like, no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm like, tell us what's up. Put some pictures up there.
And
Show
I
us
got
the
you
kids.
now. I got you now.
You can do
Does
that
she
when
see
you
how
are
cute I am?
secure and mature.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be mature.
So here's question number 2. Are you ready?
Dos.
Thumbs ready. Okay. It says, would you ask your spouse to close their social media accounts if
Yeah.
you found a flirty DM?
No, because it.
Use your thumb. Use your thumb.
Between them two?
Use a thumb. Use a thumb.
Between your spouse and someone else.
Are you right here, Nate? You right here?
He
I'm-
seems a little shaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I would have to. We would have to talk.
That'd be definitely a
We
conversation.
would have to talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's up? Word? For real?
Yeah,
What's up with
I don't.
What's up with that, mom? Yeah.
I wouldn't ask him to close it. I would just be like, okay, I'm not gonna smack her because you have the commitment to me,
Right.
right? No, but I was seriously speaking. I'd be like, yo, what's up? Like, y'all talking? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? But no, I think I'm just asking.
Okay. Question number 3.
Sure.
Ready? Okay. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media accounts if they had a fake profile? I mean, like a young
Catfish,
picture
some kind
of them.
MTV stuff.
So like a young picture of themselves, or you find they're lying about their age or their job.
What? I don't know. That gets at the side though.
I was there too. I'm like,
Okay.
yo.
I'm like, what's wrong
it's
with
like,
you?
It's like, okay, are you hiding something? You know?
Like,
Are
is
you
your
going to
name
a
really
ma-
Nathan?
Right.
Are you having life in mid-flight?
What's going on?
You having a crisis or something?
We need to talk. We need to go talk to Pastor.
Maybe you need to dye your hair.
I tried that. We just use wigs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do toupees.
No.
No.
The last one caught on fire.
Yeah.
Glad you made it out. Okay. So
Extinguished.
question number 4. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media accounts if
If.
they lie about their relationship status?
Yes. What are you lying for? You say no?
No, I would just claim you all over the internet. I would just be like, married to JesciaPatterson. I'm like, hey y'all, I'm going live. Have y'all heard from my husband? That's how I would be. I would just be like,
Scary.
and I would tag you and everything. I would like, oh, you don't, ho.
It's my husband.
But no, and then I think I would have a conversation with you like, oh, so you playing single? You just want to be single right now, huh? You want to be single? You want to be single?
Living.
I'd be like, okay, you want to be single, so you can be single on the couch. That's what that would be.
Nah, I don't want no brown couch. Don't want no brown couch.
No brown couch?
Nah.
You don't want it.
Keep
be
brothers,
good.
sisters. If you're in a relationship, hit relationship, please.
Yes.
Keep it real.
All right. So next question. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media account if they had more friends than you?
No.
He has more friends than me. He has so many more friends than me. No.
Right. He ain't got no friend. I ain't got no friend. So close your account. Let's start over. Come on, please.
Like, and Nate is like really, really social.
Yeah.
Compared to me, I'm more
You think
introverted.
I'm social?
Everywhere you go, you meet a friend. We were in North Carolina and Virginia, and he met somebody he knew, like in a Walmart. I'm like, how do you know somebody in a Walmart? Why do you know somebody everywhere we go?
So random.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, hey, what's up? That's my cousin on my left side. I'm just like,
On my left side.
on my left side, not my mother's side, my left side. Yeah, I was
Right
just
where
like,
the pancreas is at.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
You know, pancreas, whatever.
It's that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in there.
Over here.
You know more people, or you
As
just
long
accept
as
more
it's
requests.
functioning there.
Amen. Next question. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media accounts if the spouse is friends with your ex? Ding.
You say yeah?
I'm seeing a thumbs up over here.
Which ex?
Well, you know,
No, I think you are friends with
I
one of my
am
exes.
friends with one of
Yeah.
her exes.
Ooh, this just got real.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am friends with one of her exes.
Yeah, and y'all talk all the time.
Yeah.
I think you're so weird for that, but y'all talk all the time.
Yeah, I am.
So
I
what's
know.
your response to it?
Oh God, I can't
Thumbs
stand
up or thumbs down? Nathan?
Will I ask her to close it? No.
Okay, thumbs down.
No.
Okay.
No, I think honestly, I was just like, why are you friends with him? Why? Because he told me like, oh, such and such hit me up, and I was like, you know we don't say that name in this house. He was like, yeah, he hit me up about a fishing trip or something. And I was like,
Yeah.
are you going? He was like, nah, I don't want to end up on Snap. I was like, oh. He's like, you're not gonna put me in the river. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, but you guys are friends. He's like, yeah, we talk all the time.
I have no hard feelings.
I said, you know what? Whatever.
My thing is, we already had that conversation, me and him, and I was like, yo, it is what it is. Whatever whatever happen.
Yeah.
Let's just move forward.
You guys are men. You guys are men. And they act like men, responsible men. I love that. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last
Forgot about
question.
that. I'm going to have your spouse on here. We're going to ask you this question.
Oh, okay. That'll be fun.
Now.
So, final question. Would you ask your spouse to close their social media account if it enabled an addiction, like gambling, for instance?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
I think I would ask,
Yes.
I don't think I would. I think I would ask them to take a hiatus first. Kind of like, when they sit preachers down for sabbaticals. I'm like, you need a sabbatical from social media. Cold turkey. Like, you just can't have it. Take it off your phones, take it off everything. Because I only think, like, social media, I see the good in that it can do. It can do some good, right? I know I always call it, fake media and everything. But it can do some good. Like, I know he was able to, like, find family members after 40 years on social media.
Right.
So I can see the good that it can do and why it was created.
Right.
So I don't think I would ask him to get rid of it. I would just be like, listen, give me your phone. Let's take all this off and let's just, take a step back.
Right.
So that would be, I'd be no.
Okay. But you did say you would ask him to take certain apps, like, off the phone.
Yeah, take it off.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So those that are connected to or pertaining to the addiction, you would have him remove those.
Yeah.
So that's a yes.
Yeah.
It's a trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a trigger.
For a period of time, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you say
Until he
just
can-
take a break, like you said, a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Well, I would like to say that you guys did great on that test.
Do I get a
and
lollipop?
There is a prize. It's not
What's
a
the prize?
lollipop.
What's the prize?
But
It's not gratitude, is it?
your marriage is just as healthy as it was before you started this little game.
Oh, that's the prize?
Praise him.
I wanted something tangible.
Praise
Oh,
him.
okay.
Can I get $10 or something?
No.
No.
Give us a round of applause.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we've talked about maritalassassins. We talked
Yes.
specifically about, emotional affairs, social media. So have we talked about online dating?
Not so much. A little
So
bit.
how about the people who are married that are in online dating, on online dating apps, pretending to be single and fooling single people into thinking they're single?
You're in trouble now.
Yeah, and dating. Like, let's talk about that emotional affair right there. So there's,
So living double life.
yeah, but like purposely seeking out people who are really looking for love, right? Or a good time at most, and, they're purposely seeking people out and catfishing them to a certain extent. So they might have their real picture and everything else, but they're still in a committed relationship.
How does that look? You catfishing while you married?
It happens every
Or
day,
in a
though. A lot of
relationship?
people do it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
A lot of people do it with online dating apps. A lot of people do it. Have you ever watched Catfish?
Once a couple of times, yeah.
You watch Catfish?
That's some stuff that you need to get
Not
on the
really.
couch. We need the other room for that. Somewhere.
Yeah, catfish is it is serious. Like, some of the people who turn up, sometimes they know the person, sometimes they dated the person before. Sometimes the person is of a totally different gender and sex than what they thought the person was going to be. Sometimes the person is just not who they thought it was. And they, are very, very surprised. Then you have some people that, even though they're surprised, so one guy, he was extremely surprised. Like, it was a guy that hit on him, but he was still nice to him. Like, he didn't rip him a new one because he thought it was this gorgeous model.
Right.
But he was just like, why did you do this to me?
He wanted to understand.
He just wanted to understand why the guy did it to him. He was like, fine, I get it, but just tell me why. Some people, they'd be ready to body slam you.
I'm telling you.
But checking back to you're being married and you're catfishing. I just can't get that out my mind.
But it happens a lot. And some people think, oh, I'm married, but I've been separated for whatever amount of time. So it's cool. You know, my wife, we don't live together, or we're just roommates.
And that's what I was going to say. I was going to say sometimes I think that it's not only people who are legally separated or not under the same roof, but it happens quite a bit, even with people under the same roof, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on how much people really, well, how they define marriage, you know, and how much they value marriage.
So let's get into that. Marriage by definition. So should be a monogamous relationship. Well, according to the Christian definition of it, it's a monogamous relationship, right?
Right.
It's a partnership between a man and a woman, and that you take this ordinance that's very important, and you make
a covenant.
Before God, you know, and your family, and that's what it is, right?
Right.
So when we have people who say, okay, I took my marriage vows, but I believe in, I don't know, you can have another sexual partner. We can have an open marriage. Like, what about that?
I'm not sharing.
Because that leads to, that's another emotional, but that's a physical fear that can lead to an emotional fear. So that's backwards. So if you think about it, we're talking about somebody who might be physically intimate, and it might start with physical intimacy or a one night stand, right? And then it leads to an emotional affair because in the midst of doing the do,
Right.
they catch feelings. Because that's
Which
how
is what usually happens. Usually somebody catches
feelings. Yeah.
Yep.
Catching villains, though, but it happens.
It does.
Don't do the do. Drink Mountain Dew.
No.
Don't do.
Just,
Nah, that's nah.
but a lot of people
I'm not
do
sharing.
that.
I'm not doing that.
Well, there's so many reasons why that shouldn't work in this day and time, right? But if someone was asking you, well, biblically, didn't David have, you know, and David did it, and but you're not King David, so stop it.
Right. The times
not
were
David.
totally different. I understand there's nothing new under the sun, but nah, I'm not sharing. I don't want no sister, no brother, no sister.
You don't want sister wives?
I don't want none of that stuff. No, I want my wife.
Well, if you want a sister wife, you won't gonna get it here. 'Cause I'm telling you right now, that ain't happening, bro.
Nah.
But I mean, just the cause for like disease and everything else that can possibly happen during. I just think it's just way too much of a risk to take inside of a relationship, you know.
Right. And why it brings about so much hurt and pain. And then when you throw kids in the mix, I mean, that's just more people who are, you know, set up for hurt.
What do you think about Nick Cannon?
Oh, don't get me started.
I like Nick Cannon as a person.
Nick Cannon.
I think he's a wonderful person.
I do. I like him.
I like Nikki.
But Nick. I'm trying to find a nice way to say.
He has a tribe of Israel.
He's fulfilling the biblical mandate of
being fruitful and multiply. He thinks he's King David. He thinks he's King David. Yeah, that's what it is.
Bro, man,
well,
you're talking about $3 million a year for child support. That's
Jesus.
a lot.
Sheesh.
A year. He said,
Wow,
I gotta work hard. I gotta work hard. I was just reading. It's funny that you brought him up. I was reading that he's like $3 million a year for child support.
Yeah, he's taking care of his kids.
That's a lot of money.
He's taking care of them.
I give him.
I just want him to I don't know.
He feel that, you know, he want 20, 30 kids. If he feel like he can support them, hey, I'm not here to judge nobody.
But my problem is this.
So many different women, though.
I think that even though he's supporting his children, he's also creating several separate little broken families. Yeah, I said it. That's what I think is happening. I don't see that being one great big family.
Yeah.
I see that as confusion.
That's why Mariah told him in that article, don't bring that stuff to me. Don't bring that stuff
to my house. Yeah, I saw that article.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something that I'm uncomfortable with. There may be people out there who, for them, it works, you know, but, you know, I'm just going by biblical standard.
No, definitely by biblical standard. I think that he should just, you know, be a man of one wife and you know, just raise his family like that with that one. But now that he's, you know, he's tried it with this woman and he got her pregnant. He's tried it with this woman and he got her pregnant. Whatever arrangement they have set up, and they've gone out there and they've done what they've done. I just think that he kind of has to deal with it until he finds the woman that he wants to be with. I know he does have a podcast with one of his one of the mothers of his children. And I know he does. So I'm not sure if they're together, but it's possible that they are, and they're in a committed relationship.
But just like trees, there's always roots. There's a root There's always a root to
So
a
what would you
problem.
say about, and so even if he got
root.
married again, right, would he truly be married to that person that he got married to the second time? Because he's divorced Mariah Carey. They got divorced, but the circle's not broken until death happens.
Yeah, that's from a biblical standpoint.
Yeah.
It does say that in the word, but
So-
some things just don't work out, and you just find yourself.
So if he
emotionally attached to
remarried,
somebody else.
if he remarried, would it be? How would that be? Like, would the marriage be
I think
viable
God will
according
honor
to?
it.
Okay,
God will
according to
honor it.
biblical standards, yeah.
God will honor it.
Okay,
God forgives.
he does forgive.
This we know.
I believe He will honor that. Yeah,
All right.
that's just me. Yeah,
We're not coming for you, Nick. But
Yeah.
if you do want to come on the
it's
show,
not like He's going to
Nick's
hell.
a boy.
'cause
you are welcome.
He's not going to hell because he married somebody else.
No, I'm not even suggesting that. No.
That's the problem right now.
Yeah.
Everybody want to send somebody to a place that they don't want to go.
Well, everybody wants to send somebody to a place that they can't even send somebody to, right? I can't commit anybody to heaven or hell. I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in.
Right.
But a lot of people are just like, oh, ooh, yeah, you see all those tattoos she going to hell. Yeah, and so like, oh, okay. And I'm going to get one more just because you said that.
Right.
Okay? Okay?
Right.
You're not my father. So that's why I was just asking like about that as far as biblical standards stood. But I'm glad you did clarify that out there for, people who might be listening, might thinking, I was married once, but I guess I can't get married again because he's still alive, girl. So they, especially if God will honor it, I think it's okay.
Yeah, look to God. Whatever they say, it's a relationship between you and God. What is God saying? That's all I'm worried about. What is God saying about it?
Amen.
That's all I'm worried.
Yeah, little Nicky, he's gone so far. He's grown so much, hasn't he? Since Drumline, he's grown so much.
Oh, that's true.
He's grown so much as just in his career and
One
everything.
thing I can say, he has a great work ethic. That boy know how to get his coin, boy.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He can get his
Teach
coin.
me, Nick. But
Gotta do what you gotta do. Take care of his kids. Man.
yeah, he does.
That's any man. Do what you gotta do. Take care of your kids.
Yeah, that's a man for you.
Decently.
Yeah, that's a man. A man will do that.
And in order.
But we have some grown males too. We have grown males and then we have men. There's a difference.
What's
A
the difference?
huge
What's the
difference.
What's the difference?
A grown male just has the biology of a man. That's it. But a grown man is about his business. He's gonna make sure his business is done, his household is taken care of and provided for.
And
He's gonna
everything
go
in
get
between,
his.
baby.
I
And
like that.
everything in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. But Nick Cannon is a grown man.
Yeah.
He definitely falls in the grown man category. He's taking care of business. Can't fault him for that.
Okay. Not mad at Nick for that.
Yes. A Marital Assassin. So we talked about the strip clubs.
Yes, we did.
This one I think is interesting. You talked about this a
Alrighty.
little bit with social media.
Okay.
Texting and sexting.
Ooh.
Okay, so you don't have physical contact
Okay.
with either one, right?
Right.
But with sexting, you're showing a part of your body.
Okay.
Is that cheating?
Yeah.
I think it's cheating.
Yeah. Hands down.
What you
Yeah.
think?
I agree.
You
I
in a
think it's
You in
cheating.
a relationship? Yeah, hands down. Yeah, nobody should be seeing your goodies that belong to somebody else.
I think it's also a gateway to physical intimacy.
I like that word. Gateway.
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 Absolutely.
Because it'll lead to
Y'all wanna
something.
be by
It'll lead to something else that leads to something else, causing that domino effect.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you get emotionally involved in that because you're sitting there texting, and sure, it can start off innocent enough. It can be friendly, but somewhere in there, you start, texting that other person more than you're texting your spouse, or you're texting that person when you're with your spouse. So you are depriving your spouse or your
Dangerous.
partner of that affection that they deserve, that attention that they should be getting. And sexting, what you showing him all that for? Things like that. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So,
And I also think with sexting, it can come
Pull
out,
up your zipper.
but sexting can
Pull
go,
up your put down your skirt.
but sexting can even go, like I said, to physical, because even if they're not with the person, people masturbate. So they can be like, oh, I'm going to pull my phone out and I'm going to, oh, look what she sent me. Or look what he sent me. And instead of, being with your spouse, now they're having fantasies about being with that person and seeing that person's body. And then it can eventually lead to physically cheating
right.
on their spouse.
Agreed.
So I think that's definitely a gateway into it.
It is a slippery slope.
Texting and sexting.
But since you like to play games so much, Mother's Day coming. Happy Mother's Day, all moms.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
I want to ask you, you know you're a mom when? That's the name of the game.
Oh, okay.
So you know you're a mom when, you're going to have to just finish the sentence.
All right.
And I'll give you one. So mine be, you know you're a mom when you pick up USOs off the floor and don't even care. Unidentified sticky objects.
Sticky.
Yes.
objects.
Yeah. Okay, so you know you're a mom when.
Okay, ready.
Oh, you know you're a mom when.
Oh, fill in the blank. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You know you're a mom when you will eat after someone who, has, like you said, sticky fingers, and they offer you something with those sticky fingers.
Yes.
That's nasty.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, French fry
So
usually.
anytime you
Mommy,
eat
want
something
some?
from tiny sticky fingers, you're a mom.
Make that face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know
and
your
pretend to
mom
enjoy
when.
it.
So delicious.
Sugar.
Delicioso. Say it like Dora, right?
Put your little napkin on the side. Yeah, this is good.
No, but I actually swallow it because I'm just like, they look for you to
Right.
swallow it. Their eyes are all like open, and it's just like, did you like it? Did you like it? It's like, yeah.
Just rub my tummy because I'm not going to lie to you, baby.
Oh. All right, and one more. You know you're a mom when. This
Okay.
is with teenagers. You know you're a mom when. I'll start first. You know you're a mom when you don't mind being the bad guy because you know it's in their best interest, even though they roll their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
That's good.
I can roll them harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So teenager,
So,
you know you're a mom
Or a
when.
teenager. Oh, gosh. Where do I start? You know you're a mom of a teenager. When?
When?
So many.
Gosh,
So many.
I'm like, you say a prayer before you correct them. Like, I'm,
Father God, in the name of Jesus, I'm about to tear that butt up. I'm about to beat him, God. You get them ready. In Jesus' name, amen.
You know, you just they start talking to you just like Jesus. Go into Jesus. Yo, cheese.
That's it.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus. And they're just sitting there looking at you like you know why I'm calling on them. Maybe you don't know, but I just thought why I'm calling on them.
You know what you did.
And I know what I want to do, but that's why I called on Jesus.
That's it. So,
Yeah, that's definitely a teenage mom right there. Yeah, man, they try.
Don't they though?
Yeah,
Ooh, yes.
but you love them nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mothers rock.
Indeed.
You ladies be holding it down, boy. I don't know how y'all do it, but y'all be holding it down.
We're built for that.
Yeah, good example too. You know,
Yeah.
good example. Good example from her mom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout
Good
out
example.
to mom.
Shout out, mommy.
Rest in peace, Ma. Love you.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, but yeah. So texting, sexting, all these were really, really good forms. Not good forms, but good.
Well,
they
good
were
examples.
Good examples of emotional fear.
Definitely.
Social media, having online dating. One last one I wanted to touch on was what about people who actually have a full relationship with someone else,
Oh,
Wow.
in trouble again.
either online or just somewhere else, but it's not. It hasn't crossed that line, but it's getting there.
So it hasn't gotten physical.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, like what about those people? Because that exists too. And you'll have people who have best friends that they've had best friends for years. Like there are people who have best friends, right? And their best friends will be there and they'll be their best friends for years, but it makes the spouse uncomfortable.
Okay.
Because I knew somebody like that.
right.
And it was weird because I'm like, if you know this, why do you stay around? You know? And I was like, stay around because I can. And I'm like, okay, but if I wanted them, I'd have them. Whoa.
Oh, sugar.
Whoa. What'd you just say? What did you just say? So obviously, to me, what you're telling me is that you have there's been some sort of tension there, sexual tension, where you know that you could have took it left.
You definitely could have crossed that line.
You're
right?
in trouble again.
So let me ask you this. What do you
Okay.
think about having opposite sex friendships?
Why do you force me to be really honest? Okay. I would say that they can work,
Yeah.
but you have to know where to keep that person, where to keep that friend. And by that, I mean like which circle. Like, you have your closest circle to you with your spouse.
Yeah.
Then, your siblings, or maybe you have other friends that you're really, really tight with and confide in. But then there's a circle outside of that circle where you have, maybe coworkers or colleagues or friends you're a little less close with. Know where to keep that friend.
Yeah.
Because, things can get real murky, real gray, real quick. So for me personally, I have acquaintances. I have male acquaintances. I don't have male friends anymore.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work for my relationship. It just,
They tried it.
either there was too much history, but yeah, that happens, where, they try it. And again, with the cheating, how, someone catches feelings, it's usually lopsided. It just usually is.
Interesting.
So, in my mind, yeah, you got to know where to keep them. And I keep them at the acquaintance level.
Okay. Yeah. I think for me, it's like, it depends on how long they've had that friend. So, like, I know Nate's had friends that he's, had since he was, like, in high school. That are, like, sisters to, like, one of his best friends, Daisha. Daisha's, like, a sister to him.
Yeah.
I love Daisha. Love
Smart
Daisha's
girl.
husband. Like, just beautiful person inside out.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever, ever once was it ever an issue. I'm like, girl, come to the house and you come over here and stay. Like, she's just a beautiful person.
Right.
Like, literally treats him like a brother. Literally. That's a really, really good friend. And I know he has some female friends, that he's had since, like, college, and, and they've never been issues, any of them.
Right.
But I think he's also had these friends from way back. Now, if he just popped up with, like, a new friend that's just like, oh, yeah, she was supposed to be in everything, I think it'd be kind of like, look at him side out, like...
Like,
okay, we don't see about this. Where you come from, Miss Ma'am lady?
Right.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
I don't know how I feel about it, I can say that with somebody else's spouse. When it comes to mine, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about somebody like that who's new. But somebody who's already had an established relationship with you, where you've had a friendship, I think it's fine.
Right.
As long as they're not, like, trying it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I would agree with that.
Yeah, Nate, what do you think?
I'm a lovable guy. I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah.
my, so...
I don't care if she can, she has to have friends outside of me. I don't
Yes.
care if it's male or female, because
He steals
I
my
know,
friends.
I know that she is secure in her place and I'm secure in mine.
He steals my friends, though. My friends are like, oh, he does that too? I gotta talk to him, man. He is awesome. And I'm just like, another one bites the dust.
That's my friend.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just end up being his friends. They're his Facebook friends. That's why he has more followers than me.
But no,
my.
honestly, no, I don't have a problem with that, because I know where I stand.
Yeah.
I know exactly where I stand.
Understood. It's all about security. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
But for me, it's about a safeguard.
Interesting.
Explain.
Yeah, that's why I keep them at the acquaintance level. Like, I do have friends, but I get what I need from my female friends.
Yeah.
Whatever need that is outside of my husband.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if I still, want camaraderie, or, happen to know someone through work or whatever, like I said, it's at the acquaintance level. So
Yeah.
all my needs are met.
Absolutely.
That's just a little extra. We're cool,
That's right.
And that's
Sister
all.
Jackson, that's right. I hear that.
Yeah. You're not sitting down to spill your guts to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying that, because I'm wondering now about those people who have, and you've heard the term, work husband, work wife.
I think that's disgusting.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's crazy that people even would say that. I'm like, I have one husband. I don't care if you're at work and you heat up my food every day. I really don't care. Okay. And you do it because you can reach the microwave and I can't. Like, that's the only reason. But, I just think it's crazy. Like, I work with one guy, and it's 3 of us in the office. And work with one guy. He helps me out all the time. I help him out. He knows Nate. I know his wife. Ain't no husband, wife, work wife. No, we cool. Bro, we cool. That's it.
That's it.
And the other guy, he's in his office chilling. Like, it's nothing more than a coworker.
Right.
And I think that using the term, it agitates me.
That can go sideways, especially with, the nosy people of the world. Like, oh, yeah, that's his work wife, that's his work. Nah, no, they ain't, no. She ain't just see it. No, not happening, no. Sorry, no. Just not happening.
Yeah, I have heard that term before, though. It annoys me. I don't know, it just does. Because it's like, that's my work husband, girl. Yeah. Could you pick us up some salmon and some lattes for lunch? And it's like, yeah, no. No.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, ready.
What do you think about the names that you give to your friends that you give to your spouse?
Oh, like babe?
Yeah.
Honey?
Yeah.
Love?
Yeah, I don't call anybody else.
Can I be super transparent?
Do so.
Okay. So one time I was leaving the one of the dollar stores with my husband, and this woman came up, and she was like selling something. I don't remember what it was. And he was like, this is early on in our marriage, but he was like, nah, baby, it's all right. And so I'm looking like,
Did the red flags go
like,
up?
oh, okay. So I got in the car, I put my seatbelt on, and I said, excuse me, can we talk about what just happened?
I said, excuse me. Excuse me.
I said, baby. I said, no, papi, you reserve that for me. I said, you're not single no more unless you want to be single.
He was like, papicito, qué bueno.
I said, no, we don't do that. He said, babe, I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I said, no, it's okay. That's why I had to check you on it. And I had to, hold the mirror up so you can see what I see, But yeah.
You give him a little bit of Medea.
Towel.
But yeah, so I think that pet names are meant to be special and not shared.
Right.
Yeah, I think that too. Nate has a tendency to call women darling, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just a thing because he calls every woman. He's like, yes, darling, sure, thank you so much, darling. Okay, darling. And I'm just like, but he doesn't call me darling. He's never called me darling ever.
So it's different.
It's different, yeah. So I'm just like,
hey, darling.
Don't play. I can't stand you.
You left yourself open right
Can
now.
I say 2 words? Yeah. Brown couch.
With a pillow. Drooling.
Get a drool pillow. I mean, we talked about drool pillow before.
Yeah. But this has been interesting. This has been interesting.
Yeah, eye-opening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so many things that we don't even think about, But again, these are those sneaky assassins. So people, guard up. And your best line of defense, as always, is prayer.
Yes, it is.
Most definitely.
Yes, it is. Well, so next week we'll be talking about, so for finances, we had to actually push that back a little bit because the person we want to talk about finances is busy selling houses in their housing season. Okay. So they're making a lot of money. So we're going to push that back. But we're talking about communication and communication styles, another marital assassin. And on May 26th, we're going to have Dr. Jen in the house. Dr. Jen will be here to talk about it. So maybe since Nate wants to sit on the couch, maybe we'll sit on the couch for that talk.
Get comfy.
Dr. Jen.
Dr. Jen.
So she'll definitely be here. But like next week, definitely talking about communication. Then that's a sneaky assassin.
Yes.
Definitely.
So please remember to like us on social media and follow us. We are at Life in Mid-Flight.
Yes.
On Instagram and our personal Facebook pages. I'm JesciaPatterson, or JesciaA, as Siri will say. This is Stacey Richardson on Facebook and Nathan Patterson.
What up, y'all?
On Facebook.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for joining in. We hope that you found this fun and informative, and we look forward to next session. As always, in the words of the dearly departed Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other. Bye, everyone.